Well, the Johannesburg multi-party coalition has welcomed the election of Council Speaker Colleen Makhubele, the Cope councillor, defeating the DA's Alex Christians by 12 votes, with the ANC and the EFF in her corner. Makhubele received 141 against Christians' 129 votes. The parties have urged Makhubele to renew the confidence of Johannesburg residents in the work of the council by ramping up service delivery. The coalition is also committed to completing its term of office to show that this governance model can yield positive results. Well, we certainly hope so. Makhubele joins us now via our Zoom line to tell us more about her plans for the city. Speaker, it's great to have you with us on the program. Thanks for fitting us in, because I understand you're being sworn in at 9:15 this morning. What do you tell Johannesburg residents about why your election is the right way for the council?
Good morning, Michelle, and thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it. It's only through mediums like this and you inviting us that we are able to communicate to our residents. So I appreciate it. I would have made time any time. But let me start by saying thank you to the councillors that were in council who voted for me. And I want to say a special thank you to the PA who have heeded the call of the residents, to say let's put the residents first and not a coalition agreement that is not serving the city. I think we've sent a very strong message now to say councillors in council have been elected to lead, to make decisions on the programs that affect the city, on all the issues that pertain to the city, whether it's service delivery or social issues, etc. It is not run from a central place because of some coalition agreement. That takes away the power of the councillors, that violates our oath of office that we have signed, that also takes away our thinking capacity and our abilities that we have been voted for to be able to serve the residents.
Well, actually,
I'm hoping that...
Yeah, you can finish your thought, Speaker.
And I'm hoping that, of course, if the multi-party coalition is hoping to finish the term, that they will do away with this whole thing of somewhere Colleen Makhubele, for instance, of Freedom Front, who sits also with 2 or 3 seats in council. He chairs the coalition and he must decide who's the speaker, who's the city manager, what programs are we doing in the city. Someone sitting somewhere must decide that no, that is the role of councillors. And yesterday we saw councillors speaking out of their own accord, out of their conscience, out of their oath, voting for me and resisting to be told what to do.
Well, my next question is sort of related to that, because as Speaker of the Council, your job really is to stay above the fray, right? You are meant to be completely bipartisan. You should make decisions in the interests of the Council in general, not beholden to any particular party in Council. What do you say to residents who are saying or who are thinking that you may well be beholden to the people who put you in this position?
I can't even pinpoint to you who put me in that position without pinpointing to about 25 or 26 parties, including the minorities, EFF, PA, and ANC. So those are the people that represent the residents of the City of Joburg at large as well. Of course, I'm going to be impartial. And we've learned that from Mama Colleen Makhubele. She was a Speaker of Council for many, many years, over 20 years, I believe. And she was the first Speaker of Council. And she upheld the values of impartiality, holding executives accountable, transparency, really running the house with decorum, honoring all councillors for who they are, being councillors, not because they come from somewhere. Yesterday, I must also point out to say, it was disappointing for me as an incoming speaker to see that even when we had a secret vote, a secret ballot, to ensure that councillors can vote according to their oath out of their own conscience without intimidation, the DA-led coalition, they still brought different pens. DA was voting with a purple pens, Freedom Front with blue pens, Action SA with green pens, to ensure that at the end they count those votes and to see that who did not vote according to their mandate. That is totally unlawful, it's illegal, it's wrong. The reason we've got a secret ballot, and I'm disappointed that IEC did not address it there, and we raised it as a point. The reason we've got secret ballot is because we want people to exercise their democratic rights without intimidation. That's one of the things that, as a speaker, I'm going to do away with and ensure that all councillors are represented impartially. And also, the people that I owe my gratitude to, those small parties that represent what DA calls 0.003% of the population. That's the population in Jovicho, in Orange Farm. That's the population that's sitting in Eldos where there's gunfires, etc. That's the population in the far-flung areas in Alexander. And those are the people that we need to address, because if we don't address them, they are represented by a party, and that party is in council. If we don't address them, it will be protest. They're going to come and close your roads. They're going to come and burn your streets. They're going to come and create crime in your own homes where you're sitting in the lush suburbs. So it's important that we honor and respect each and every party and the constituency that they represent, and make sure that they are able to address the service delivery needs and concerns of those citizens, because that's when we stop breeding crime, etc. And my last thought on what they did with the voting with different colors. My president was very clear to me when he said to me on Saturday, we're at a heritage function. One of the reasons he left ANC is because the root cause of state capture happened when people were going to be told how to vote from Litule House. Councillors' right and will was taken away. Now you are serving thieves that are sitting somewhere giving instruction on what you must do as a councillor in council. And you can't even stand for those decisions. And you fall for them as well, because there are those politicians sitting in Cape Town, those Freedom Front, Colonel Mulder sitting in a boardroom issuing instruction. He's not going to be coming to account to the people, to account to any commission that comes, but they're just issuing instructions. And it was breeding a capture of the city, which was going to lead to the capture of the province and therefore the capture of the nation, if ever they were going to rule this nation in 2024. We're not going to allow another state capture through coalitions.
Yeah, and I mean, the bottom line for residents of Johannesburg, Speaker, is around service delivery. And Johannesburg has a whole range of challenges that the city faces today. Healthcare, energy, cable theft, infrastructure damage, and the list goes on and on.
It's true, and that's why we are saying even the mayor herself, when the vote of no confidence comes, is based on those things that you've just raised. It's been 10 months down the line. I don't see any plausible programs that have been implemented to address those things. And because the previous speaker could not even hold her to account, because they're all getting instructions, they're all protecting one another, they're all hiding reports, and when we need to debate issues, they're being swept under the carpet, and those are the things that we don't want. And as a speaker that comes from a minority, where I don't really account to any party except to the whole council, I have no reason to be told what to hide, what not to say to the mayor or to the executives, who not to, hold accountable where they needed to have done whatever and they didn't do it. And we see it. Johannesburg has not improved since the multi-party coalition came to pass, and we've raised that over and over again in our own multi-party meetings. But because we are a 0.003, they don't care. But now they will start to realize the voice of the small parties, and whoever is coming in as a mayor, if ever we remove this current mayor, will have to understand that very, very clearly. Is that a warning shot for Mpho Phalatse? It's certainly a warning shot to anybody who wants to be the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, not only Dr. Mpho Phalatse.
Colleen Makhubele, new speaker in the Johannesburg City Council, in fact being sworn in at 9:15 this morning. Thanks very much for joining us.